Hi students, today we are going to study one more interesting topic about Python, that is functions in Python. First of all, what are functions? Functions is a set of statements that takes inputs from the user and do some computation and produces the output. There are basically two types of functions. The first one is built-in functions and the second one is user-defined functions. So what are built-in functions? Built-in functions are the functions which are present in the Python library. The mostly used built-in function is print. ये फंक्शंस हम अपने कोडिंग में सेवरल टाइम्स यूज़ करते हैं, तो ये एक बिल्ट इन फंक्शन है. एंड द सेकेंड वन इज़ यूज़र डिफाइंड फंक्शन. सो वी कैन क्रिएट आवर ओन फंक्शंस बाय डिफाइनिंग अ फंक्शन. For creating any function, we need to first define that function and then call that function. First of all, we should know the syntax of user defined function. The syntax is define and then you have to give a function name and then parenthesis and colon. So this is the syntax for user defined function. Here I am defining a simple function def and the name of my function is journal and then parenthesis and colon and then write what I have to print here. So I want to print StudyKosh under this function. And the next I want to print Python. Here you need to note one thing. ये कोड इस तरह से काम नहीं करेगा. अगर मैं सिंपली इस कोड को रन करती हूँ तो I will not get any output. This is why, because calling a function is very important. So after defining a function we need to call that function. So it is similar to the print command, as we have used several times this command for printing any value. So here I am going to call this function. So the name of my function is journal and then I have to use this parenthesis. So this is the way by which we can call a function. Now let's run it. So here I am getting the output, that is StudyKosh and Python. Here the beauty of this function is we can call it by just writing the name of the function, that is journal and these parentheses. So अगर मुझे StudyKosh और Python further अब कभी भी print करवाना है तो I will be using this journal and parentheses for my future coding. I need not to write the 3 lines which are here, the defining of function and then the data which is present under this function. So I just need to simply write down the name of the function and the parentheses. Let's take an example. Here if we want to multiply two numbers with the help of function, then firstly we need to define a function. So here I am defining a function and the name of my function is multiply, because here I am going to multiply two numbers and then after I need to specify those numbers. So A and B are my numbers and then colon. Here I need to write a command. So C is equal to A into B and further I need to print this C. Then here I need to call my function. So for calling the function I need to write the function name and in bracket the value for A and B. So here I am using two values that are 4 and 2. Here once this function is defined, you need not to perform it next time, as I told you earlier. You simply need to write this multiply and two numbers. So now let's run it. So it is giving me the output, that is 8, because 4 into 2 is 8. So this is all for functions. These functions are very important and you should have a good command on them. So I want you to practice how to define a function and how to call a function, so that you will be clear with all the concepts which are related to functions. In the next tutorial we'll see functions parameters. So stay tuned with StudyKosh and keep practicing.